Cloud9 enters the 2026 LCS season as one of the few teams refusing to jump into the chaos of roster roulette. Instead of gambling on risky imports or stacking untested rookies, they took a controlled approach this year, keeping their core identity intact and upgrading the one position that mattered most for their long-term consistency. It's a roster that isn't trying to win the offseason headlines, it's trying to win on stage. With a veteran-heavy lineup, a clear stylistic direction, and a mid-lane upgrade that finally gives them real stability, Cloud9 looks like a team rebuilt for longevity rather than desperation. There really is no drama around this roster, no uncertainty, just a team that knows exactly what it wants to do heading into this new year. So let's break down the 2026 Cloud9 roster. In the top lane we have Thanatos. Thanatos steps into his second full year with Cloud9 looking more polished than ever. When he initially replaced Fudge, people weren't sure whether he would match the organization's high expectations, but he's proven himself as one of the most reliable and well-rounded top laners in the region. His laning fundamentals are above average, he manages waves with precision, and his team fighting awareness has only improved from his debut split. More importantly, he fits the identity Cloud9 is shaping: reliable early game, clean macro transition, and no ego-driven volatility. When Thanatos is on his A game, the entire map feels smoother. He gives Blaber the freedom to path aggressively, he gives APA a stable topside pillar to lean on, and he gives Zven and Vulcan the space to scale. This is a player who doesn't need the spotlight to perform, but he definitely deserves credit for enabling everyone around him. Next in the jungle we have Blaber. At this point, Cloud9 without Blaber isn't really Cloud9. He's the longest standing player on the roster and honestly one of the most influential junglers in North America history. What's changed over the years isn't his aggression but his maturity. His decision making is cleaner, his pathing is more calculated, and his early prowess setups for the team are some of the most reliable in the league. 2026 is shaping up to be a year where Cloud9 leads even harder onto his leadership. With Thanatos stabilizing top and APA providing consistency in the mid lane, Blaber finally has a structure that allows him to play to his strengths: early skirmishes, contested objectives, and forcing the game forward before his opponent is ready. If he hits form early in the split, Cloud9 becomes one of the hardest cubes in the league to snowball against. In the mid lane we have APA, or Yappa. Mid lane has basically been the revolving door of Cloud9's roster for years, but APA feels like the solution they've been waiting for. He's already proven he can compete against top tier mids, he has a wide enough champion pool to flex Cloud9's drafts, and he brings a composure in neutral situations, something Cloud9 has desperately needed in the last year. What sets APA apart isn't just his mechanics, but his discipline. He doesn't just randomly give up lane advantages, he doesn't for low percentage plays, and he knows how to stabilize a map when the early game gets messy. For a roster built around their veteran synergy, a calm mid laner is the exact upgrade Cloud9 needs. If he continues to develop at this pace, he could become the next core piece Cloud9 builds around for years to come. In the bot lane we have Zven. Zven is back at it once again, and he's become one of the few players in the region who can still perform at an elite level regardless of meta changes. Whether the game favors scaling carries, lane bullies, or mid-game tempo picks, he always finds a way to stay relevant. His understanding of spacing, resets, and teamfighting keeps Cloud9 stable in situations where most bot lanes would crumble. The biggest advantage for Zven coming into this year is structure. When the top side is so consistent and the mid lane is finally stable, he's allowed to play the game on his own terms. We have seen time and time again that when Zven gets that kind of environment, he becomes an undeniable late game force and carry for Cloud9. This year, Cloud9 is going to absolutely lean on him in those close games, and he has the experience and level-headedness to deliver. In the support slot, we have Vulcan. Rounding out the roster, he is one of the smartest support players in the league. His ability to create plays, track vision, and coordinate these mid-game rotations has always been top tier, but what makes him so important to Cloud9 is his synergy with Zven. Very few bot lanes in the LCS have had this level of trust and stability built into them over the years. Vulcan thrives when he has a dependable ADC beside him and a stable mid-jungle to coordinate with, and that's exactly what Cloud9 has built for him coming 2026. He plays the role of the initiator, the navigator, and a macro voice all at once for the team, and when he's confident, the entire team feels more in sync. And it's looking like this may be the best environment he has had since his peak years. Honestly, Cloud9's 2026 lineup is not loud, risky, or experimental. Like the organization is known for, it's structured, it's intentional. It's built to play clean League of Legends with a blend of veteran knowledge and mid-lane refinement that finally gives this team a complete identity to build around. Thanatos brings in his stability, Blaber brings in the team's tempo, APA brings control, Zven brings carry potential, and Vulcan brings the team's direction and voice. If this roster can find their momentum early and avoid the internal shakeup that haunted previous seasons, Cloud9 could easily reestablish itself as the top contender in the LCS. For once, they look confident, they look cohesive, and for a first time in a while, Cloud9 looks like the good old Cloud9 that we all know and love again. Check out some of our other roster updates and LCS videos. Make sure you like and subscribe, and check out BOTDIFF.LOL. Thank you so much.